What is going on, buddy? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to episode number 5 of the F1 Ultimate Career Series for round 2 of 2020 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check that one out before you see this one, and make sure to get subscribed for more future Formula 1 content as the series continues on. So, only a few days here between now and the next race of the season in Bahrain, because we have got some resource points we earned during the last episode, so we'll spend those on one upgrade. I think we only got enough for one there. We'll go for this durability upgrade on the ICE durability. Only a minor upgrade, but any minor upgrade is a good upgrade, especially when it's on durability. And of course, we have got the minor powertrain one coming through before the start of this next race weekend, and of course the major aero one that's coming through, I believe, before the Chinese Grand Prix, which will be the next round after this one. There's our rivalry alongside Pierre Gasly. We have got perk money to spend, which I forgot to do at the start of the last episode. We'll put that towards one of these four, and it'll give us some form of boost towards or across the course of the campaign. We'll go for the development feedback one at the bottom of the screen there. That'll give us a 10% resource point income boost. And of course, that'll be helpful later on. We are going for upgrades to try and compete with cars like Renault and McLaren on a more consistent basis. So pushing on now towards the start of the race weekend. The powertrain upgrade came through without too much issue. I think the worst thing that could happen there would be for us to have failed it, and obviously from there having to spend resource points trying to get it back, despite the fact we think we would have enough points to try and rectify that problem before the next race, but of course that pushed the upgrade back. But fortunately it came through without issue, and now we're ready to jump into the second race of the season. It's time now to head to Bahrain for the Grand Prix. So here we go then, time for qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix, the second race of the season, making way out of the pit lane here to get underway for our first run. Now in terms of qualifying format for this series, last episode we went for the full quality format, so 3 knockout rounds, but in this case from here on out we'll be going for just the short qualifying, because I don't want to spend too much time on qualifying. We do want to sort of jump straight into the racing as much as we can, but I do want to give you guys that aspect of having to earn our place on the starting grid going into the race itself. So we'll make our way out the pit lane here. Last time out we made it into Q2 before being eliminated. We finished P14 in Australia qualifying. So if we can try and equal that or top that in this session, I'll be very happy indeed. Lance Stroll there, the racing points in front of us, could give us a toe down this main straight to come through to start our first flying lap of the Bahrain International Circuit. I've always said this could be one of my weaker tracks on the schedule, but I could always be wrong there. But Bahrain, I know I've raced it a lot, particularly because it's been the opening round of the last few years. But in this case, honestly, I don't feel too bad on F1 2020. This was a solid game for Bahrain, at least in terms of how the car drives. But all in all, a decent start to the lap so far. No real mistakes. Managed to nail the braking point at turn 1 to the best of my ability. And Stroll's still there in front of us. I was hoping for a bit of a toe off of the Canadian there, but nothing for the minute. 28.2 the first sector, so not a bad first split at all. We'll see whereabouts we come out compared to everyone else. But fastest time comes through for Verstappen on the board, 126.5. I assume we'll be getting nowhere near that. Of course, the sister team, Red Bull car, the car would probably be aiming for it over the course of the series to try and race that team way wide off the last corner. And towards the line, it's going to be a 1:28.2 on the board, so that's almost 2 seconds off Verstappen, 1.6 back for the looks of things here. So, not a fantastic start, but we'll have to see whereabouts we stack up compared to everyone else when there's some more times on the board. Down to P5 at the end of our second lap. Sainz and Gasly there in front of us, I think, along with Stroll. We didn't improve. Honestly, I'm getting used to having points where I go more than one lap on a run, thanks to the lack of ERS that is used compared to nowadays. But of course, P14 for us once again, and we're about half a second off of Esteban Ocon and then Pierre Gasly as a collector. So I reckon a good lap, a good improved lap, we could catch those guys later on. And this was also catch me off guard. We have 3 sets of tyres for short qualifying, so we can go for 3 different runs if we want to on those tyres and not have to go for one later in the session like we are here. So we'll go on now to our third lap, almost 4 tenths up midway through the second sector, going in towards the left-hander of turn 11 over the curbs there, trying to keep them going too wide on the exit of the corner. Going onto those curbs could be a death sentence, especially here at turn 12, that right-hander. You go on those too much and you're too quick and it spins you right out. I've got to get used to that one again in these games. Into the last sector now, still there, about 3.5 tenths up. Sorry, almost going off the track a bit there, going towards the last real corner on the circuit, the right-hander, into the braking zone. Kimi Raikkonen there in front of us, P16 for Alfa Romeo, off the last corner and charging towards the line, getting about a 10.5 there in that corner, but half second up, improving as up to P13. Not enough to beat Gasly, enough to beat Ocon for now though. I mean, I've got time to go for one more run. We've got plenty of ERS to go for it, and obviously I think we should run out at any point. That would obviously be a big detriment on the lap, but not a fantastic start to the lap. Cutting across the track, oh, sliding there and off into the wall. And that's a big shunt. Lucky not to have lost any wheels to the car, but we lost the wing, and that is the end of our qualifying run, unfortunately. And in the end, Ocon did get us back. He qualified P11 in the end, so it's P14 for us once again. But we made the try, and we made that extra effort to go for that other lap, but it didn't get us anywhere. But regardless, we'll see if we can try and score points from here once again. Time now for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
The stage is set for another enthralling race here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. A Ferrari stronghold in years gone by, but will they be able to add to their record today? We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Ricciardo, Perez, Norris, Sainz, and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Albon, Pierre Gasly, Cohen, Magnussen, Raikkonen, George Russell, and Roman Grosjean. Latifi and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
So here we go then, no more talking, time for action here at the Bahrain Grand Prix from P14 on the grid once again for the second race of the season. Should be a very entertaining affair indeed. 29 laps, there's a strategy for the race, starting on the medium to go on to the hards later on in the Grand Prix. More or less the same sort of strategy we were looking at for Australia, but of course that didn't go to plan there with the early safety car. But hopefully we should see a nice clean race this time around. We can go full blast from here all the way to the checkered flag. So here come the lights then for the second race of the season, the Bahrain Grand Prix at the Secure International Circuit. Lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Got held to the lights for a fair bit of time, but we are now away. Magnussen makes a good start. There goes Russell to our left-hand side as well. We've been swallowed on the race start by we're losing 2 places. Raikkonen on the inside going towards turn 1. Going to outbrake Magnussen on the high groove and around to the outside of Russell too. They're trying to take both places back over to P13. Yellow flag. Perez has almost got off the circuit completely and we almost run into him. Russell side by side with us charging down towards turn 4. That was very close to damage on either one of those two sides. Going to outbrake our compatriot in the Williams going down towards turn 4 and on the corner exit looking to pull clear of that Williams machine, and we do just that. P12 then 2 places up on the start, 3 wide in front of us. Albon, Sainz, Stroll all going together, all going at it, going down towards turn number 8 on the circuit. Stroll gets in front, Sainz and Albon side by side. Albon at risk of falling out the points paying places on the opening lap, but he jumps back in front of the Spaniard, and he's our next target on our hit list now in that McLaren. Of course, we fought his teammate Lando Norris last time out. This time, going to be dealing with a smooth operator himself on corner X, a bit of a slide out of turn 10, and with that, there goes any chances of us trying to take on Sainz for the time being. What happened to Sergio Perez there, who we caught stumbling at the exit of turn 3? Contact with Lando Norris, goes around, holds the car, and you see him rejoining back on the racing line, very close to myself and Russell. We all managed to get through nice and clean, but on to lap 3 now. A few laps later, Sainz and Albon still going at it for the last points paying place. We're sat in P12, we've got a front row seat for what is a fantastic battle at home. There's no concern behind Ocon and Perez, 2.3 seconds back. And up front, one of those Mercedes cars is pulling away. I'm not sure if it's Bottas or Hamilton, but whoever it is doing fantastically well right now. DRS in play for the first time in this race, going down towards turn 1 onto lap 4. Got a run on Albon, he's got a run on Sainz. We could potentially go 3 wide at most, going down towards turn 1. Going to pull to the outside of Alexander Albon into the first right-hander. Sainz is looking in his mirrors and watching Albon make that challenge. We challenged Albon, he's challenging Sainz. Albon takes P10 away, and we're going to try and get around Carlos this time, going towards turn 4. Going to follow in the McLaren's wake, as we did on Norris in Australia. Going to pull to the outside of the racetrack, almost reenacting the exact same move, going towards turn 4 and looking to try and pull clear. Can we get ahead of Sainz? It's still side by side on corner exit as we get to the end of the first sector and into sector 2. Sainz still there in front of us, still giving it everything, still holding his own. We got the inside line for turn 7, and with that we take the place up into P11 now, and Albon our next target in P10, looking to try and beat that Red Bull. Of course, he perhaps could be the driver we could try and have a seat from towards the end of the season, but a long way to go in this campaign before we even think about that. Yellow flag in front, that's one of the Mercedes cars has got a problem. One of those bulletproof silver arrows has got some kind of problem. I can't imagine what so early in the race, but pulling over to the side of the racetrack. Yellow flags are out, not sure who it is. It's Hamilton! Lewis Hamilton, who won the season opener, is out of the race on lap 4, and the safety car has been deployed. And so early on, the reigning champion's title charge may have been halted ever so quickly. Bottas left by himself in the lead. It was him in P1, Hamilton was in P2, now he's in P20, and out of the Grand Prix. Cars pitting behind us, cars pitting in front. We're into P6 from this. Drivers making their way into the pit lane under the safety car, looking to get a free pit stop out of it. It's too soon, I think, for us to go into the pit lane, so we'll stay on our medium tyres for now. But Lewis Hamilton, who was holding off Max Verstappen when this happened, no smoke. Bottas having it all to himself, loving life out front, and Hamilton pulls the car over to the right-hand side, and you see Verstappen and Vettel go charging on by, and there goes that silver arrow off to the right-hand side of the racetrack, watching the field speed by him. And he is out of the Grand Prix. Big retirement, which could trigger a major impact in this race. Safety car coming in on lap number 6, and we're up to P5 here. Verstappen now leads the way because Bottas came into the pit lane during the safety car. Vettel now sits in second. It's Gasly, our teammate, in third. Albon fourth, and we sit in P5. What could we gain from this race here out of AlphaTauri? Rich Mix back on. We saved some fuel under the safety car. We'll go back to racing here. Green flag goes back in the air. We are racing on lap 7. And Alexander Albon, our first target, get right back to work. Down towards turn 1. Going to pull to the inside of the Red Bull, going towards that first corner. Try the outside last lap. Going to try the inside this time. In towards that first corner. And looking for P4 off of the Red Bull. There we go. Up into 4th place. Gasly there in front. Verstappen putting away. Vettel in second. And there is our teammate, our next target, going towards turn 4. But a good restart. We couldn't have asked for anything better than that. Taking the place away and making light work of the tyre driver. Off the last corner, Verstappen and Vettel both pulling into the pit lane in the lap 7, which means that Gasly takes over the lead for the first time. I think perhaps the only time you'll see this in this series. The AlphaTauris sit 1-2. We sit in 2nd place. Albon stayed out. He's still there in 3rd. Ocon 4th, and Russell in the Williams in 5th. Unsure as to the whereabouts of Valtteri Bottas, so I imagine he's picking his way through the field one by one onto lap 9 here. We're a bit deep into turn 10, one of the tightest braking zones on the circuit, and now Albon taking his opportunity. We've got no DRS, Gasly too far in front, and Albon pulls to the outside of the racetrack, going towards turn 11, gets clear of us by turn 11, into the braking zone, move the Red Bull up into P2, and us down to P3. Ocon will not give us a moment to breathe there. He's down there in 4th place, looking to make an opportunity work. Onto lap 10 now. Bottas with the fastest lap is now sitting in 5th place, and he's closing fast. So I imagine we'll see him make progress up towards us, but it turns our challenge on Albon around the outside to turn 4. Once again with DRS. Gasly enjoying it out front, leading the race for the first time in his Formula 1 career at this stage. Albon is still challenging us. We're still challenging Albon. We get in front, going a bit over the curbs there at turn 7, but getting the place back and up into P2 once again. This has been a hugely enjoyable, exciting race so far, and Albon's not done with us yet. Ocon not too far behind either, and Bottas and Nat gained about 7/10 across that sector. On to inside lap number 11 now. Ocon is closing on both myself and Albon. There he goes, blindsiding the Red Bull. He might blindside us too. Ocon charging through. Where did the Renault come from with such a burst of speed? Going in towards that first corner, goes over the curb and gets in front of us, but takes P2 away, and Albon may try and challenge 2, going down towards turn 4, and there is Valtteri Bottas. Not a sign you want to see behind you at this point in the race, with he's closing in on those fresher medium tyres. Ocon still controlling P2 for now, on to lap 12. Bottas right behind Albon there as they run towards turn number 1. Our pit window is now open. We should be stopping this lap, but as of right now, the goal is just simply to get back around Ocon and try and close up to Gasly, who is still leading the way now by 2.7 to us and 2.3 to Ocon, if I had to gauge it. And on to lap 13, we've missed the pit window. At this stage, I completely forgot I was meant to be stopping. I was so focused on trying to catch Ocon. We're doing just that here. The outside of the racetrack on the Frenchman, back to turn 1, on the outside looking in. He's got the preferred line for turn 1, we've got the preferred line for 2 though, and across the curbs, forcing Ocon out, so we take P2 back, but in that, I'd actually forget I was meant to be stopping that time, and as a result, we're going to have to wait another lap here, because Gasly is going to be stopping this time, and we want to try and avoid a double stack like we did in Australia under that first safety car. Gasly comes in, and Bottas right behind us. He's dispatched Ocon and Albon for a brief moment. We're leading the race, but there goes Bottas charging through. You saw it there. We were briefly in P1 for a split second, but Bottas now leads. We can take comfort from the fact that we were, for a brief moment, leading a Formula 1 race in just our second start. Gasly looking to emerge, is still on the points paying places, but onto that, the end of lap 14, it is now our time to pit. Bottas quite a way in front. And our mediums have done about half this race, which is more or less what we intended for them to do. And hard tyres going on this time. Ricciardo into second, Stroll into third. Verstappen will take fourth, then Giovinazzi will round out your top five. And Nicholas Latifi, the F2 champion, they're in what will be P6, but those two are both stopping with us, so we'll maintain those places. But here comes Pierre Gasly down the main straight, making the pass and going back into P5 himself. Where will we rejoin? Here comes Ocon. Looks like we're going to fall out behind him, but potentially in front of Albon going towards turn 1, because this is more or less where we were going into the pit lane, but I think we've lost time. I think just from fighting Bottas. On to lap 15 of this race, or pushing further on to lap 15. Bit wide there on the exit of turn number 8. And Albon's trying to the inside, going towards 9 and 10. There he goes, breezing past us with all the impotence in the world. And on corner exit, gets in front. And he held DRS on corner exit 2, being behind us at the detection point, going towards that left-hander turn 9. So Albon is through. Grosjean and Max to the next two cars behind us. On to lap 17. And a few more cars coming into the pit lane here. Ricciardo emerges. Max still on soft tyres is right there behind us. But I imagine he can't be on those for too much longer. I think he stopped onto those under the initial safety car, so I'm not too sure what the game plan is for Haas. But Ricciardo, I can see one of the Ferraris. I believe that is Charles Leclerc in behind Ricciardo, and I think that's Lando Norris for the back two. There goes Magnussen on corner exit, getting in front of us on those soft tyres. Ricciardo putting us a double whammy and getting in front, going towards the braking zone. He clears us just about into the left-hander. That is Leclerc, and then Norris behind us. So P7 for us now with 12 laps to go next across the line. And there comes Leclerc making his move towards the last corner on the inside of the racetrack in that Ferrari, the much faster Ferrari compared to our AlphaTauri. Slight bit of tapping off the last corner, but Leclerc pulling in front. Here comes Norris, not far behind either. DRS is in play for all three of us here going towards turn 1. This could get dicey. We're going to pull to the outside of the racetrack. Norris goes to the inside, 3 wide with 2 titans of current Formula 1. Down the inside goes Norris. Leclerc is left to lose out. We take away the place, maintaining it once again, and Norris falling back behind us here. There goes Ricciardo, there goes Magnussen, and we keep both those two at bay. Fantastic battling there with 2 great drivers going into turn 4 once again, and we maintain P7, but for how long? Because those cars are evidently faster than ours, and I don't think we can keep him behind forever. There goes Norris to the inside at turn 10, looking to get the place back, and he'll take it. P7 on corner exit. We've got DRS off of Magnussen, but Norris is just a bit faster in general. Can we keep with the toe? Try to make a move to the outside of the race to try and get him back in the braking zone. Can't do it. Norris stays in front. Verstappen gets around Leclerc on lap number 19. Got a bit too wide into turn number 8, and Verstappen goes charging on through the Dutchman up into P8. Into P7 now, way down to P8. Leclerc and Stroll right behind us now too. Points are falling away. The chances of us scoring are quickly eroding here. On to lap 20. Leclerc gets back around us, trying to switch back, but he covered off nicely at the exit turn 1. Stroll, then Sainz, then Perez, all with us. Racing Point looking for their first points of the season. Sainz there looking to try and have his points back. We're chasing Leclerc, but the DRS is not helping our case enough. Trying close to make a move back onto lap 23. Sainz is still not done just yet, going down towards turn 10. He's right on our tail, going towards the DRS zone. Of course, this is where Norris got us a few laps ago. That McLaren evidently faster, and a poor exit over the curbs there. On corner exit and going down the back straight. Sainz moving into P10 and snatching the last point from us here. Last race we were fighting at this stage of the Grand Prix to try and get points back. This time we're fighting to keep him, and Sainz is beating us for now. And Sergio Perez, who of course retired from the first race, not too far behind either. He retired around this point of the Grand Prix. Sainz is still there in front of us, we're still chasing him, and Perez isn't too far behind either. Going down towards turn 10, we've got to keep things inch perfect here. Going towards the last few laps of the race, we've gone wide though, and Perez takes full advantage, goes dancing on the inside, sailing through into P11, and his hunt now is to try and beat Sainz and try and nab the last point in this race begins. We're down to P12. I think like it was in Australia when we took the last point on lap 28, I think that could be the end of the matter. I don't think we've got the pace left in these hard tyres, especially compared to these 2 cars, to keep on going and chasing these 2 to the flag. So on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. We've got one last problem to deal with in the form of one Sebastian Vettel, who sits down in P13. Remember, he was P2 earlier on this race, but things haven't gone well for him in terms of strategy. He now sits behind us. Can we beat him to the flag? We're holding on in terms of rich mix, trying to keep everything going as long as we can, trying to avoid running out of fuel on such a fuel-heavy circuit. But up front, Bottas is on course for victory. Look at the lead he's got going down into the left-hander at turn number 11. We're holding off Vettel into turn 4, keeping him behind us, but how long can we keep the German at bay? Here comes Bottas though, charging towards the last corner in that Mercedes. Since Hamilton retired, he's had it all his own way, and I'd argue he was on course to dominate this race. He was in front when Hamilton retired, and now he stays in front by quite a margin. Valtteri Bottas runs to the line, wins this first Grand Prix of the season, takes round 2 in Bahrain, makes it 1-1 for the Silver Arrows drivers in terms of race victories. But in terms of us, we still got problems. Vettel on our inside going towards turn 11. He's going to jump in front of us by half a car to get clear of us going towards turn 12. He's got to fall back in line, and we've got to find a way back around the Ferrari in the closing corners of this race. Have we got anything left for the German in the last little furlong of this race? You see the points paying runners pulling away from us up front. Gasly's on course for a podium. He'll take P3 with Albon in second, but one last chance down to the inside of the racetrack, going towards turn 15 into the right-hander, back in front of Vettel, only Prix on the line, and it's going to be P12 as our hard tyres start to give out, and the checker flag is waiting. There it is, over the line, an improvement on our starting place. P12 with the flag, another fantastic race triggered by that early safety car for Lewis Hamilton retiring. Bottas takes the flag, Albon second, he takes drive of the day as a result. Gasly takes third, will take P12, no points but a well-fought position indeed.
Smiling faces on the pit wall after a superb win here at Sakir, and rightly so. What a brilliant effort from the whole team. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
No stopping Valtteri Bottas today, who takes his first Grand Prix victory of 2020. Alexander Albon nabs his first career podium. Pierre Gasly adds another to his tally after Brazil 2019. Fantastic race for all three of those guys, especially given two of them started outside the top 10. Let's have a look now at your final results from the race today.
Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Valtteri Bottas takes the top spot. He's our new Drivers' Championship leader after today's result. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
It's an interesting one today. On balance, I think I have to call out Alexander Albon. A really solid drive from him today, and one that he and his team should be proud of.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. The current championship leaders still hold top spot, but that gap is getting smaller. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So the remainder of the top 10 goes like this. Ricciardo in 4th place, then Verstappen in 5th, Ocon 6th, Norris 7th, Stroll 8th, Leclerc 9th, and Carlos Sainz nabs the last point by just 4/10 over Sergio Perez, and we hold off Vettel by 6/10. Of course, Lewis Hamilton's retirement gutting from pole and arguably triggered the entire race itself. You can see there's a number of different stops made by drivers. Some drivers made 2, some drivers made 3. One of them got away with 1, I saw there. And that was us indeed. So there is the Drivers' Championship. Bottas now leads. Albon 2nd, Hamilton 3rd, Verstappen 4th. Gasly jumps to 5th with his first points of the season. And we slip down to P13. AlphaTauri now sitting 5th place in the Constructors. 6 points off Ferrari. Mercedes lead by 17 over Red Bull. Alfa Romeo, Haas and Williams yet to score. But guys, that'll do it for this episode of the F1 Ultimate Career Series. I do hope you did enjoy it. 2 very exciting races to kick off our start in Formula 1. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more future Formula 1 content. Have a fantastic day. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.